Hello everyone, you're welcome once again to Agri-Connect, and today we are exploring the mango industry with the help of the CEO of MKL Farms in the person of Maxwell Kofili. We are going to look at some of the reasons why you should venture into this industry, what you stand to get, and how you can navigate around some of the challenges that some farmers are still facing. Do stay with us on Agri-Connect, and I know you wouldn't want to miss this discussion.
Okay, you are also welcome.
So, I want to find out what sparked your interest in mango production in the first place.
Okay. I grew up in this society, in this community, which the source of income is mango farming. A lot of the big men all around, those people who are really doing well, are into mango farming. So I got my inspiration from the big men in this society. Yeah, that's it.
So has this always been your career path, or you had a switch or a change of heart?
Yeah, there is a change of heart because I was mostly into football, but my dad started this. But it was even hard for me following him up and down to the farm because never my thing, calling myself a farmer or something. Yeah, but after some time, I realized the big men around, they are really making it in this business. So I said, why not? As I have the opportunity. Before that, there's this white man who. From Germany, who is a missionary. So I work just 3 months under him about mangoes, how to nest, how to graft, how to select export mangoes, and all those kind of things. So later I decided that okay, why don't I focus on this mangoes? Yeah, so that's part of the inspiration.
And how has the journey been so far?
Well, from the beginning it was not easy. Yeah, from the beginning it was not easy. Until now that I'm able to get more customers to supply my things to. From the beginning it was not easy, but now it's okay. Yeah, now it's okay. Now I receive a lot of orders that I can't even supply. So I even get it from other farms to supply here through my company. So that's how it is. Yeah.
What are some of the conditions? Let's say I'm a novice. I want to enter into mango farming. Yeah. What are some of the conditions? What is the beginner's guide for mango farming? Okay,
the beginner's guide in mango farming is to know where exactly to pick your mango seedlings, because that must comes to mind at first. Because mangoes are perishable fruits. So if you don't pick your seedlings from a well seedling operator, you get a lot of challenge and all that. So you must consider that to be first thing. Then secondly, target markets, because you must get markets towards it. Because they are perishable fruit, you must have already market towards it. So it's like people that buy the seedling from me, I automatically connect them to buyers because I already have a lot of buyers around. So those are the things I put in consideration. Yeah.
So you say now that you have a lot of buyers. I'm sure it wasn't like that previously. How did you work around ensuring that you get a lot of buyers? Okay,
this is what I do. I move to the companies that are processing the mangoes, because they also need the fruit, but they don't know most of the farmers that own the fruit. So what I do is I move to them. We have some big companies like Blue Skies, HPW, and Beaumont Farms. They are into mango processing and juicing and all that. So I move to them and I put them along. So they give me the standard they want and things they consider before buying. So I make sure I reach that standard, and then fast forward, they start buying from me. Yeah, so that's how the whole thing started.
So now, let's look at the breeds of mangoes that you have on your farm and the ones that are popular here.
Okay. The Kate is the popular and the most biggest mango in Ghana. Yeah, that's the Kate. Then we have the Kent that now people are calling it the apple type of mango. Yeah, because of its shape and when it's maturing, the apple colors that appear around the mangoes. Then we have the Palmer, which I call it the sweetest mango of all. Then we have Hayden, we have Tommy Atkins, we have Evan, then we have Sunset. There is so many varieties of mango worldwide and even in Ghana. But these are Kate, Kent, and Palmer are the 3 most varieties of mango that people love investing into. So on this particular plantation, I have about 1,000 trees of Kate. I have 100 of Kent and 50 of Palmer. This is the reason. From the beginning, like I said, my father started it. So he already planted about 500 trees of the Kate, which I planted another 500 of that. So it's like that. Then I see people start requesting for the Kent. So because I left the seedling, then I started to produce, to grab the Kent to also plant it. Which later I got other land that started investing in the other varieties and to expand it. So that's how it. But the Palmer is the sweetest, but people don't mostly buy it in high quantity, but like it.
Why?
Because new beginners are trying to go into the Palmer way. But because most people love Kate and Kent, that's why the other people who are also coming prefer going that way. And the companies who are also buying, they prefer, when they are requesting for the fruit, they are requesting for Kate or Kent. So because of that,
The market is
there for that. So that's the reason.
When people are thinking of entering into agric, especially mango, they would want to know the estimations when it comes to maturity.
Yeah.
So how long does it take on the average for a healthy plant to bear fruit?
Okay, it takes 3 years for them to start fruiting. But you are not going to get it like a tree that get 5 years. The 3 years is the first stage that's going to start fruiting. So you get maybe a tree can give you 10, some can even give you 5, and some can give you 20. So every year that comes, they keep multiplying. So that's how you get more fruit. Yeah, that's how the whole thing. And 1 acre of well-treated mango plantation can give between 3 to 5 tons. Between 3 to 5 tons, yes, that's something. And currently, companies are buying 3 Ghana cedis per kilo, which one mango can weigh more than that. Medium size can weigh 3 cedis. So when you harvest, let's say 3 tons from a 1 acre farm, you are clocking around 9,000 Ghana cedis for the supply to companies. So somebody who owns, let's say 20 or 10 acres have a lot of money during harvesting time because they make a lot of money from mango. Yeah.
And then what's the lifespan of one tree?
Well, first they used to say 20 years, but it's not like that. My father planted some trees which are more than 30 years now.
And they are
still fruiting. Reason that I keep pruning them. Okay. I don't joke with my pruning. The advantage of pruning is when you prune the tree, they get new branches. That new branches are strong enough to bear more fruit. So those are the secrets. I don't joke with my pruning. So with the lifespan of mango, I can't tell as we stand now because people even own farms, mango trees that are more than 50 years. They are still bearing fruit because they are pruning them. They are taking good care of it. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned pruning as one of the best practices to sustain your tree. What are some of the other considerations?
Oh, like spraying, you need to spray, spraying like protecting the trees from disease because sometimes you don't wait for the disease to attack the tree before you start to protect it or you start to spray. So first you need to spray. At least when you come to the farm and you see some sign of maybe disease or something, all you need to do is to try your best to spray them and all that. Yeah. So those are the things.
And at what times, when it comes to the spraying, what times should you consider spraying?
Okay. You need to be scouting the farm. When you are scouting, that's when you can see a disease or some attack on the tree. That's where you can know what to spray and what exactly to spray. And aside that, when maybe you wanted to go the flowering stage to get the flower induction, that's when currently I've started already at some farms that I'm expecting mangoes by November, and it takes 6 months from flowering time for the mangoes to be ready. So I've already started hoping that by November my next fruits will be ready because we harvest mangoes around this place twice in a year. We have the major season, the one that we harvest from May down to August. Then we have that's the minor. Then the major we started from May down to August. The minor from November down to February. So we have it twice within the year. But it's not easy to get it twice like that. You need a practice to do. Some of the practice is when you need to prune your farm after January or something. But if you are focusing on the major season, it's hard for you to get minor. But with the minor season, there is no mangoes everywhere. You get it around Somania, some part of Volta, Dodowa areas and other places. So for instance, I prune my farm during January. By that time, naturally, during major season, they fruit. So I started my procedures for minor season. So I focus mostly on minor season for me to get extra because mostly we get ×2 of what we gain at major season during minor season. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
×2?
Yeah, we always get ×2 because companies always increase the price because they can't get mangoes at other regions. So they always try to come around these places.
Oh nice.
Yeah, so that's how we do it.
Alright. And when it comes to agri, some of the reasons a lot of people are not interested in this venture is because of the seasonalities that happen the sector.
Yeah.
So what do you do when the mangoes are out of season? What do you do to ensure that you stay relevant and you are able to pay your workers?
Okay, this is what I do. When the season is off or when the season comes, and I start harvesting, I make sure I invest into other things, other businesses that can give me money. I store some money down. I make sure that can keep me, I can be able to pay my workers and all that. Those are my secrets. So when the season comes, because at this side we have it twice, within 6 months the mangoes are back already. So it helps me for me to raise more money to care for the farm. So if I raise money, I don't do any other thing than plan first for the farm. What I need, I have my budget for the farm. I save that money down. I have extra money again to invest into other things that will help me after the season. So that's how I go by it.
And now let's look at the value addition. The more value you add to your products, the more money you get.
Yeah.
What are some of the innovative additions that can be made to mangoes?
Okay, with mangoes, mangoes are being used for so many things. You can use mango for fruit juice. They are even using mangoes for soap. You can use mango for chips. So all these things are things you can benefit from mango. It's not like maybe enjoying mangoes alone in the natural way, but you can process it into juice. You can process mango into chips. You can even use mangoes for soap, like I mentioned. So these are some of the things you benefit from mangoes as well.
So are you looking at maybe in the near future adding value to MPL, like mango products?
Yeah. I'm having that in mind. I've even set up some plans already. That very soon I'll start to establish a processing something that I'll try to process it myself because I'm having the raw materials already. Because there's a lot of money when you are processing yourself.
If you call us text when you set it up.
Don't worry.
Exclusive.
Don't worry, I'll do that.
Okay, now let's look at the other, this is one aspect of the mango farming, when it's like the planting and the harvesting aspect. Even harvesting is also, it creates jobs for other people.
Yeah, it creates jobs.
What are some of the other jobs that this venture creates, aside value addition?
Okay, doing harvesting, I get more hands to come. Aside those that are on salary, I get more people. Let's say for instance, I want to harvest like 30 tons of mango. Because I wanted to finish on time, I need to get extra hand, like 20 additional people who come on contract to work. So it helps them, it also motivates them. That adds more values to what I'm doing. So even some of the young guys that sometimes complain they don't have money, because they come to my farm to harvest, they raise money. Some of the things that also added to this whole business too is that sometimes the guys around, aside the fruits, with the seedlings, I also train them on how to go by it. I support them with nursery bags. Yeah, so with that, they also start to nest. Then when the market comes, the season comes, I try to help them to also sell this. So these are some of the values that I've added to this.
Now let's look at one of the key things that might not make your mango fruits, the diseases. What are some of the common diseases that affect mangoes?
That's the BBS. That's BBS. BBS do make the mangoes fruit. They will fruit all right, but you can't have it to harvest during harvesting time. It destroys the mangoes naturally during the time. When the mangoes are mature, then maybe you see a sign of BBS. All you need to do is to start harvesting early, because it's hard to protect or control BBS when it has already affected the trees. Because they have already affected the trees, automatically the mangoes will be affected when the season comes. So the moment you see a sign of BBS on your farm,
what are the signs?
The sign, they crack the mangoes. So we call it the star crack. You go to your farm, then you see a star crack, a mango that is this kind of dot with the star signs around the mangoes. So those are the signs. Sometimes you get to the farm, the mangoes will drop. They will drop. You might think it's someone who just step on the farm and use tree just to pluck all the mangoes out, but it's the sign of BBS. They destroy the mangoes. So those are the signs of the BBS. It's the main problem, main challenge in the mango business. Yes. So what I mostly do is when I see a tree on my farm that there's a BBS attack on it, what I do is I treat that tree differently. I make sure I prune, then I start controlling with bion. I use bion to control BBS. So that's how I go by it.
Oh, Okay. So now, aside the diseases, what are some of the challenges that some mango farmers face?
Market. I think marketing is some of the problem, because some people, like I mentioned, they don't talk about their mangoes. They don't expose their business to other people, because maybe they are not doing the right thing as well. So because of this, they are even afraid to sell to companies. Sometimes some companies elsewhere don't know even where they'll get their fruit. But because these same farmers are not treating their mangoes well, they are afraid. Because you send the mangoes to a factory, the company, they sometimes test the mangoes. If the mangoes is diseased, they hardly pay you. So because of that, most farmers don't want to sell their fruits to the companies. And the market women don't buy in high quantity like how the companies buy at a go. So these are some of the challenges some farmers do face. Yes, I used to face that from the beginning, because most of the companies who buy mangoes don't know I'm into it. But as I started going to them, asking them the standard they consider before they start buying, that's when they start buying from me. And as we speak now, even I have direct suppliers, customers from Burkina Faso, which they travel all the way to Ghana to buy from
Mangoes
me. Mangoes from me.
Yeah. Wow,
That's
nice.
yeah.
Okay. So do you think there's hope for the mango industry in Ghana?
There is hope. There is big hope. And I think we also need the government to push much on mango here. You should support mango farmers as well, like you do to other farmers. Yeah.
I hope that very soon you start exporting. Even though you've already done that.
Yes, but I want to do it big, like I have that vision, and I want to expand everything I'm doing concerning mango. Yeah, I'm having a plan that in the next 5 years I should be extra big than this. Yes, that's the plan. That's the goal. Yeah.
Okay, so what are maybe some final words you have for individuals who are struggling in this industry?
Okay, what the advice I'll give to them is never to give up. They should keep pushing, and they should try to meet the standard of the company, so that it will be easy for them to sell to the companies. That would be, they should treat their mangoes well. They should know when to protect them from BBS, because BBS is the most challenge, the disease that really destroy the mangoes here. So they should try to, keep their farm clean. And there's this kind of fruit flies as well. They should also make sure they control the fruit flies as well. And they should never give up. That's what I'll tell them. They should meet the standard of the company, so that they can be able to sell to the companies.
And then if individuals are interested in coming to learn, are you welcoming?
Yeah, they're always welcome to learn. I have some people already that are already doing that. Yeah, sometimes I even employ them. Then I still pay them before they keep learning. Yeah, so I have all those kind of package for any individual who really wanted to learn about mango. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, always welcome.